Does your machine look like this? In today's video, we're gonna see what kind of stress you're putting onto your machine. Let's get started. Now guys, when we're talking about the stress you are putting on your machines, we are not talking about physically pushing down on this machine. We are talking about what's going on the inside. So very first thing is I'm gonna crack open this machine so you can see how we have to get into these as technicians, and then we'll go from there. Now, first and foremost is that sewing machines are built to last, okay? This right here is a fully metal cased machine with a plastic cover over the top of it. To get these covers off looks a lot different than what people think. First, most machines have a flywheel that just pops right off. Also, down in the comments below, I want to know if you guys have a computerized machine, mechanical machine, brand, and information about your machine. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull out all of these screws out the back. This is the part where we go from mechanic to a little bit of chiropractics. First and foremost, most machines have a side panel. It is right here on a Bernina. Comes off just like that, simple. Now it's time to take off this back cover and the bottom plate without pinching it. This is a clip-based machine. What that means is there's clips all the way underneath here, all the way on the top here as well, that we have to break apart from the machine. This is all good, that's all good. Now I'm gonna take this up underneath here, I'm gonna jab it into the right clip, ninja style. Now I've got these clips loosened here, so we're gonna just pry this machine off. Pause here for all those people out there who feel like they want to do this. I've gone through hundreds and hundreds of hours of training across multiple different brands to be a technician for this. Every month or so we get a husband or a really confident quilter who feels like they can fix a problem in a sewing machine. This machine has about 1,000 moving parts inside of it. So just keep that in mind before you go ahead and crack a machine. Da 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 da. Boom. And then the beauty shot. Normal looking machine on the inside. This is what most computerized machines look like on the inside. Going through it really quick. Right here is the brains of your operation. That's going to control all the computer, essentially is right there, your screen, all of that. All of this makes up your presser foot, pressure, your take-up lever. If you have dual feed, it's right here as well. Needle up and down, bobbin, your hook system, all of that is down here at the bottom. And they're linked together again by this little band right here. What is a technician going to be looking for? If I bring you guys close here, this is a normal day. Technician gets a machine in, got a little hairy thing like that. It's very common. Should it be that way? No. You guys should be cleaning out your machines, brushing them out. The only thing I don't recommend is using any form of canned air that's not compressed with some kind of filtration system. Now, right here is the moment where I'm going to throw out some horror shots for you guys. They're going to populate on the screen here. Like this, it's got fur, it's got lint, it's got everything that you could possibly imagine. Could you imagine the stress of trying to push through that every single stitch, okay? In this next photo, as you're seeing here, glitter, lots of times either a really shiny plastic or a really shiny metal, okay? Which now can get into your gear system, and that's gonna start corroding those things away a little bit faster. We found wine in these things, we found all sorts of drinks inside of sewing machines, water damages, all that kind of stuff, which puts so much stress onto your machine. From here, I'm gonna give you a very simplified form of what a technician's going to do. There's really 3 or 4 main things that we're going to check. First of all, cleanliness. This one's not terrible, but not great either. 3 ways to do it. You can either use some kind of compressed air to blow it all out, you can vacuum it all out, or you can brush it out. You wanna vacuum all that out instead of blowing air, pushing it back in, if that makes sense. But a place like this here, like your hook system, it's got holes everywhere around it, so we can spray air in there and push everything out of the machine. Experienced technicians will know this off the top of their head and know how to properly perform the services. So we're going to check for cleanliness, grease everything up, make sure it's all running appropriately, and then from there we go for wear and tear. Okay, that's a very big portion on all sewing machines, is the wear and tear someone's putting on it. One of the biggest things that we're looking for is this belt right here. This is your main drive belt. It's what powers your machine. It's what's connected to your motor and moves all your pieces in your machine. If that belt starts to wear and tear, that's the last thing you want to break, okay? We're gonna slap this machine back together, and then we're gonna move on to a mechanical machine so you can see the differences between a computer machine and a mechanical machine. But the biggest thing that I want to stress here is the stress that you're putting on your machines. Make sure you're keeping them clean, make sure you're doing your services, because it prolongs the life of a sewing machine. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with slapping this machine back together, so let me do that right now. Now, mechanical machines are a little bit different. And mechanical meaning it doesn't have a computer for the brain of the machine. Ingenuity is really what it's running off of. Now, it's gonna be exactly the same bit as that, however, in a quarter of the time. It still has the same logic that that one has as far as stress on your machine. That's your entire upper unit, and then there's a bottom unit. If you come in here, look at the top, you'll see that that right there is your main drive belt. Same thing, we're gonna check that. We're gonna check to make sure everything gets oiled properly. It has the same oil properties as the other machine there. The biggest thing here, if you look at how this machine's built, it is super easy because these machines have to be oiled to over oil a machine. Even this machine got a little bit too much oil in there. There's nowhere for it to go. It's always going to come down. Over oiling and excessive use without cleaning will make a giant pile inside of here. There's not very much room between there and all of your gear system here, which puts so much stress on the machine itself that it was never designed to take. With that being said, guys, and in closing, do you know what stress you're putting on your machine? When was the last time you cleaned it? When was the last time you took it in for a service? When was the last time you changed out the needle? Or maybe you've been working on a denim project. Maybe you've been working on a glitter dress that's all inside your machine now. You have to take that into consideration when you're doing these projects. Not all two projects are the same. Just be aware of what you're doing to your machine on the inside. And with that, thank you so much for watching this week's video. And down in the comment section, make sure you let us know what kind of machine you are working with. Whether that's mechanical, computerized, embroidery, maybe you're working with some specialty machines, industrial machines. But with that being said, thank you so much again, and we'll see you on the next one.